contract issues. I have been reporting literally for months, almost every week, that they have yet to. There's our timer. I'm going to finish my thought though. They've yet to start negotiations on his contract. His contract's not up till right after WrestleMania, and they're, quote, refusing to negotiate his contract because they still have 5 months and they feel like that's plenty of time. But our big, beautiful Scott would like to go ahead and start working on his contract. So I'm sure he's a little peeved that they banged out this deal with Punk in an hour when he's been asking for 6 months to start negotiations on his contract. So
start negotiations with the man. I mean, he's a good talent to have. Heel Drew is money, so you don't want to see him walk.
No, I say start negotiations, keep him. You can literally put that guy anywhere, and he will shine.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I think that this is part of the situation where we get into him, and we'll talk about it in a second when we switch over to the Rollins side of things. But I think with Drew, this is the flipped flop of what I'm going to say about Rollins. I think Drew is 60% shoot and 40% work. I think Drew is genuinely upset about his contract status, about the fact that he knows, okay, this is just the reality of pro wrestling, and the tiny snippet amount of time that I've spent in the business as a guest. The period fact of the matter is, when you're on a card and you're at a certain height on that card and they bring in somebody who's a bigger draw than you, you get bumped down that card. There are going to be sour pusses and pissy baby pants in the locker room because they're going to get knocked down a few pegs. You know, the people that, as much as I hate to say it, who you need to be on the lookout for, that's your LA Knights and your Miz's and some of your guys that have been on these rocket ships. Now this isn't Rivet City Radio where everybody gets a seat at the table and there's plenty of food for everyone and we share evenly. WWE is a fight for those 5 hours of TV time. And we talk about it every week about how they don't utilize people right. And the women's division doesn't get time. And the tag team division doesn't get time. And the mid-card titles have relevancy finally for the first time in 18 million years. But now you have to worry about the fact that you have a CM Punk back in this mix. Drew Galloway doesn't need to be a thing anymore. They need to fix it so that way we get Drew McIntyre in WWE.
I agree. So overall, like, what did you guys feel? Like, how did y'all feel about Survivor Series? I thought it was a little mid. I feel like the men's main event was a little flat, and it may be because they like dropped that bombshell on them like right before they went out. But to me, like, the best match on the whole card was the women's War Games.
100% agree. Cam, are you talking about Seth? He wants to act tough when he got manhandled by a neckbeard storming the ramp and tackling him?
Yes, he's talking about Seth.
I love you so fucking hard. Yes, I am. God, you're lucky you're cute, Cam. All right, sorry. Back to you, Al. It is your show.
Well, it is for y'all to give me your opinions on.
I was out of town and did not get to watch it. For the highlights I saw, it was at best mid-card pay-per-view for a War Games. I will be going back later tonight and watching it. So,
yeah, same. I was at work most of the night, so I didn't really get to see any of it.
Wow, you guys didn't do any homework. I'm just kidding. I know it was a busy weekend for everybody. Having watched it from beginning to end, including the entire pre-show, I definitely agree that the Women's War Games match was match of the night. I think Dragon Lee and Santos put a hell of a match on. And I agree with what Tommy said for his pissed off for greatness. The direction they're going with Santos is great. Gunther and Miz, easily 3.75 4-star match.
It would have
great.
been 4-star if they gave Miz the title.
I was upset that Gunther kept the belt. It's one of those things he didn't need. There's no more records for him to break. So I think that it's okay if he were to drop it. And I think Miz getting it was a good thing. They were name dropping Jericho and all that nonsense. So overall, in the big scheme of things, was this the most middest Survivor Series ever? Yes, but not in a bad way. I'm a big fan and supporter of the mid card. I always say you got to have the mid card to make the main event mean something. But this was very just middle of the road. It wasn't great. It didn't suck. It was just a good pay-per-view.
All right. Moving on from Survivor Series.
Do we want to play Fuck, Marry, Kill or talk about Seth?
We can talk about Seth. I
Okay.
mean, I'm interested to see where all of this goes, to be honest. I don't know. Like I said, there was a lot of rage in that man for it to be a work. In my opinion.
Bo, tell me.
I still think it's both. I know Seth, yes, he's angry, CM Punk's back. But that's what, like I said, this is a business. People want to see a feud. If you're going to talk about somebody in the industry that's not working for your company and then comes back, yeah, I mean, I'd be pretty mad.
Yeah.
But
sorry, go ahead.
But like I said, it's a business, So is he angry? Yes. But is he also working? I think yeah. I think it's going to lead up to bigger things.
I want to kind of touch on what Cam and Scows are saying about how this is the most talked about PLE. This isn't the most talked about PLE. The only thing that people are talking about is Punk. They're not actually talking about the matches on the card. They're literally only talking about Punk. They're not talking about the work that happened in the ring. So you can't say that this is the most talked about PLE. It's the most talked about Punk moment.
It's the largest viewed PLE for Survivor Series in whatever years. That's cool. It was good for business. I'm talking pure in-ring work. The 5 matches that we watched were not comparable or above even last year's War Games matches. Let's not even get into like the 2019 Undisputed versus Team Ciampa War Games that were just fucking 4.5-star bangers. You're talking about now. This Survivor Series compared to the last 2 or 3 was not up to snuff. Just simply pure. And if it wasn't for Punk, if Punk didn't show up, this would have just been a very okay Survivor Series. Thank you, Mike, for subscribing on Twitch with Amazon Prime.
Whatever you do, and I'm going to go off a little tangent. Whatever you do, do not make Seth or have Seth drop that fucking belt to Punk. Do not have the belt that you proclaim is going to be your working man's world title and give it to someone I see being a fucking part-timer.
Okay. I don't want to bring it back to CM Phil. If he shows this right here will be it, okay? And I will put it on record at 39 minutes and 14 seconds into the episode. Everybody in the chat, thank you. The double digits that are here watching us across Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Make sure you hit that follow button. If Punk shows up tomorrow with that bag and throws it in the garbage can, I will immediately become the biggest CM Punk supporter. If he shows up and dumps that AEW world title into the trash tomorrow, I will put out the biggest TikTok praising him. I will give him a background emblem. I will get the fucking straight edge arms tattooed on my leg if he walks into Raw tomorrow with that world title and trashes it. putting it on record right now. Fucking chaos. That's what I need out of CM Punk, the person. CM Punk, the worker, not Phil Brooks, the person. Art, person, separation. Al, back to you. It is your show. We're talking about Angry Seth, not Punk.
Jax.
I just wanted a side note. How pissed off you have to eat, that you already have to eat that chip?
I'm not mad about it. I've eaten a one chip
Okay,
challenge before.
I hate hot stuff, so I'd be pissed.
The recipe? What are you talking about, Zach? What did you clip?
He clipped you saying that you'd do all the things.
Oh, great. That's another one. It's going to go into the fucking level of the chip now. He's going to show up tomorrow. And
To be fair, I'm the one that made the bet. And somehow, like, first it was just Kyle and I buying lunch for each other. But then somebody added the chip part to the challenge. Oh yeah, that was Will. Added the chip part to the challenge, which negated me from being able to participate as I am allergic to capsaicin and cannot eat spicy things.
So lucky me.
This started with tacos and ended up with a one chip challenge.
Me too. I live in chaotic good, Cam, so I love this. But Angry Seth, this is what I was talking about with Drew before, where it was 60% work, 40% shoot. Seth has flip-flopped that. Okay? Seth is 60% work and 40% shoot. Yes, there's a little bit where he's pissed off at Punk, but they have talked about it. They have worked a lot of this out. And we know now that if Punk is back, Triple H and all of them have said for him to come back, he has to have worked things out to a manageable professional level with your CM Punk or with your Seth Rollins, your Roman Reigns, some of the people he's had heat with in the past. So for him to be back, it's okay. So I say Seth is 60% work, 40% shoot. Seth doesn't like Punk, but Seth is the quintessential professional, so he'll do the work. He'll do the job for him. I just hope he doesn't drop the belt to him at Rumble. But since we'll be in the building, I don't care. I'm going to Cody Rhodes, and Cult of Personality scream and hug the fuck out of Bo and Tommy. It's not going to matter because we're going to be in the Rumble.
Lord. Okay, so we're going to move past Survivor Series and talk about other things that occurred this week. Daddy Meltzer reiterated that Ronda Rousey left pro wrestling for family reasons and is not expected that she would commit to any kind of full-time schedule. Having said that, if she wants to work more than AEW would use her anytime. She's not looking to wrestle regularly. Her ROH debut was basically a favor to alleviate a complex political issue and help her friend Marina. Do we give a fuck about Ronda?
Personally, no.
So.
I appreciate that she did something to help a friend.
Yeah, like that's cool.
Yeah. Fightful says the Ospreay deal happened well before his New Japan deal was up. We knew that. But it was New Japan gave him the blessing to sign with them. So, like we talked about last week, they were ready for him to go. So it is official that they gave him the blessing.
We're not going to re-sign you, so we want you to sign somewhere else.
Yeah, like please go away.
What's up, Daddy Jess? Good to see you, bud.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I think Will Ospreay, his big signing with AEW and doing the whole thing at Full Gear, and we'll kind of talk about some of the Full Gear stuff, like at towards the end of the episode with the end of month stuff. But in my humble opinion, that was one of those announcements that could have been an email, because it's not a huge, and I'm not taking away, Ospreay is huge. One of the biggest names in the business, who's going to become one of the biggest free agents in the business. But if the man has worked a dozen or more matches in your company over the last 18 months, like, it's not that huge of a signing. It's not that shocking that he went there. You know what I mean? I can't wait to see the banger Elevate theme in my screens. Oh yeah. But the point of the matter is Osprey and AEW setting in a tree. KISSING.
There was talks of Los Lotharios being called up to the main roster to join Santos. There's also previous talks of them joining with Rey Mysterio. I mean, I guess Santos needs sort of an anti-LWO faction, so it would make sense.
I'm down with it. I like to keep him with Santos. I'll put him with Santos.
Yeah.
I think the idea of having a heel LWO faction, whatever we could call them, Los Lobos, Los Lotharios, Los Lobos Locos, like whatever we need to call them. I'm here for the Latino representation. A la mi papi Vince. Gracias y mucho más.
Tommy, Jack, y'all have any thoughts on?
I agree. I would love to see a heel, LWO. Because you got what? Well, the LWO, you got what? Is Carlito still technically in it? You got Ray and the other two. I forgot their names. I think let them fight. Let them go against each other. Faction versus faction.
I think it'd be cool.
Wolfpack versus Hollywood all over again.
Ooh, that would be cool. Like a Wolfpack version of the LWO. The Authors of Pain were in the program for Survivor Series. The AOP has been signed for a hot minute, like coming up on a year with the company, and they just haven't been used on TV yet, which is funny to me on account of they want to push that tag team division so much. What was that?
The Google.
That was weird. Google started talking to us from downstairs.
I have the Wi-Fi turned off to the Google.
Well, that's even spookier than on account of.
Remind me to if I come to Nashville to get a hotel room.
Gallus was as well. Gallus is cool. I like them. They were great in NXT UK. Government following y'all. Trust me, Cam. I'm fully aware that I'm on more than one watch list with our government, but none of the bad Jecky ones though. Just the weird tinfoil hat kind.
I'm laughing.
WWE believes MJF quietly re-signed with AEW and will be with Tony Khan's company until 2027. That, according to House of Wrestling's WWE sources, one of whom told them it's why there have been zero talks between MJF and the company.
I mean, here's my thing. If he resigned, let him resign. He is being pushed the fuck out of in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
So why would he leave that right now to go, let's say, WWE and, start all over again?
No, I agree. I think that for him, unfortunately, he would get shoved into the mid-card in WWE, and he's better than that. Unfortunately, he would get shoved into the mid-card.
Well, that was weird.
And he's better than that.
Weird stuff is happening. The Google just started talking, and everything on my computer unmuted at the same time just now, with me not touching anything on my computer. All of my windows were minimized except for StreamYard.
I'm not even coming to Nashville.
So that hotel is sounding like a better idea, isn't it?
I think MJF 100 Al is after you, Will. What? No, if she was going to kill me, she'd just kill me in my sleep. MJF is a sneaky snake, but not in a bad way. He's our scumbag. So it wouldn't surprise AI. Oh, AI is after us, not Al. Sorry. AI might actually kill me in my sleep. He is a sneaky snake in a sense that he signed his contract behind it, and he was able to work the bidding war of 2024 stuff. So in my opinion, the best thing to do is to have signed him already and for him to continue to milk the bidding war that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured it out. Literacy is tough for me sometimes.
He's one of the biggest names they have right now.
Biggest homegrown stars, arguably, in the company.
Yeah. Other than Killshot.
The Jax.
Fucking love that name now. It's growing on me.
Juice Robinson was written off television last week on Collision as he's dealing with a legitimate back injury which may require surgery. Robinson's absence is not expected to be extremely drawn out, but he'll be sidelined for at least the rest of this year.
I feel like anyone gets injured, they're sidelined for the rest of the year.
At this point, yeah. I mean, there's only 35 days left.
Wait, really?
Juice getting juiced. That was Bo's headline. He was helping me write headlines. That was the one he contributed. Juice getting the juice.
He's
So
like, what do we
that's-
call it? I don't know. Juice getting the juice.
Juice getting the
Did
juice.
y'all write headlines for each of my headlines?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna start doing it every week now. I'm gonna start writing like on-screen headlines for everything that you've done.
All right.
I'm so excited for what comes at the end of this though.
Oh yes. Tommy doesn't know. Tommy
No,
doesn't
we're not gonna
know.
tell
Got
Tommy.
Fiona and me. Do
Me.
it in my
Dude,
van
in my
every
van
Sunday.
No, you're gonna get us poo-pooed.
Oh yeah, because my incredible singing voice sounds just like the recording.
Yeah, my stuffy nose.
He didn't say Scotty. He said Tommy.
Yeah, it was like Weird Al or whatever. It was like my
Lord. WWE Talks with Stardom's Julia are far enough along that Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that they've made her an offer. Julia is verbally committed to working with Stardom next year, and if the offer is an NXT deal, New Japan and Stardom could match it. If it's a main roster contract, it will be more than she can make in Japan by a wide margin. A WWE source also told Fightful that Julia is a priority acquisition for the company. Really?
Do either of you have anything to say about Julia Gulia?
I love that band.
She's quality. If she comes over to WWE, great. If she goes to AEW, great. If she goes to Impact or NWA or runs some indie dates, great. She's a fantastic worker. She'll do great things no matter what. I think that this is one of those situations where she needs to look at where she's going to be able to get the most creatively and the most financially out of her career. Julia Gulia, 2024. She'll be in GCW.
Lord. A couple NWA things. The NWA will be announcing a pay-per-view in Florida for January 13th.